Hey everybody, this is Dean with Motion Media. Today we're going to look at installation for V-Ray 2 for Max 2012. First we're going to go to where we downloaded the V-Ray installation file. Double click on it, run it. I basically take the defaults. This is going to set up a workstation that's also going to run the licensed server. Again, just take the defaults. It's going to be a workstation that's also going to be the licensed server. We want to register the license as well, and then run it. We don't need to read it. Now it's setting up your dongle keys. Again, I take the defaults. Don't need to read it. Now we need to start the V-Ray license server running before we can get the information that V-Ray needs to license the dongle or activate the dongle. So all we did was start the service. You can see it's in the tray here. That's the icon. And we're going to open up Internet Explorer, type in this address. It's the same for everybody. This will acquire all the information that V-Ray needs. Generally, you can, if you do this yourself, email this information directly to V-Ray. Within a day or so, they'll send you back the information. Motion Media does this for you. So by the time you get your dongle delivered, we will email you the activation from Chaos Group. This is the file that we got from Chaos Group that activates the dongle. I'm simply unzipping it, putting it in our directory here, double clicking on it, and as you'll see, it will then activate the dongle. Now we can launch Max and open the render setup dialog and assign V-Ray as the renderer. So most everything I do these days is HD res, so I'm just going to choose the preset. If V-Ray is activated properly, you'll see that your license is there and all of this information is here. We're going to quickly set up V-Ray. I'm going to first turn on V-Ray's frame buffer. We're not going to use the max one. I leave everything here as the defaults. I use Mitchell-Netravalle as the anti-aliasing filter. This is going to be the steps that we use for anti-aliasing in production mode. In other words, while we're generating the scene. Right now I'm turning the gamma to match what's going on in Max. I'll show you that in a second. Turning on the indirect illumination, setting it to very low. And again, these are the settings that you're going to use while you're creating your file and doing tests. I'm now launching, I've already turned on my gamma control in Max. This is, you want to use these settings. Now we're just going to create a simple scene. The key to getting maximum speed out of V-Ray is using V-Ray lights, cameras, and materials. So I'm just going to quickly set up a scene using a V-Ray camera and a V-Ray light and show you that process. I just made the camera match the preview mode. I'm now setting the white balance to neutral, turning off vignetting, and these are just scenes I do quickly for everything. You don't have to turn those on and off. Creating a V-Ray light. I'm basically accepting all the defaults with just a couple of exceptions. I like to make the lights usually invisible, and then this makes the shadow accuracy a bit tighter. And that's it. Now I'm going to just apply max material, a standard material. A lot of times you'll get a scene that has max standard materials, and we're just going to do a quick render here. This scene's really light, so there's not a huge difference in rendering time. However, if this was a very complex scene and you were using standard materials, it's going to take a longer time to render than if you use V-Ray materials. There's a really quick step that you can do here. You right-click in the scene anywhere in the viewports. You can say convert the scene to V-Ray. It will automatically convert all your standard max materials to V-Ray materials. You can now have it turn on the reflection as well. Now it's been converted. You can see in the materials editor that it's been converted to a V-Ray standard material. And again, if this was a complex scene, you'd see a big difference in render time. And that's it. The last settings I'm going to show you here are when you're done setting up your scene in production mode and you're ready to render an animation or a high-quality still frame. These are the settings you change. I basically turn up the sampler from 2 to 4. And in the case of animation, I like to use high animation. And this will basically prevent any flickering or any of the other low-quality settings. And basically, these settings will get you through any type of scene. There is some argument about whether or not this is the most accurate way, but it's certainly the most fast way. Thank you.